Welcome back to the Bob Harden Show. And now here's your host, Bob Harden.
Thanks so much for joining us here on the show. It's brought to you in part by the Foundation for Government Accountability, creating policies and programs to get able-bodied folks off of welfare and back to work. It's a moral imperative, and you can find out more by visiting the website, thefga.org. Coming up, we're going to visit with Seton Motley, the founder and president of Less Government. Right now, we have with us Kathleen Passidomo, our state senator and soon-to-be Senate president. Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
When will you be anointed as Senate president?
Well, installed, I think, is a better word.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I jokingly say coronation, but it's definitely a joke. It's installed. Sworn in is a good word too. So the election is the first week in November, and usually 2 weeks after that. So I'd say around November 22nd will be the day.
Well, congratulations to you. It's I think it's a pretty well foregone conclusion that the Republicans are going to hold the Senate. So. Perhaps a premature congratulations to you. I think it's pretty cool.
I don't know if it's premature. In fact, I feel confident. Right now we have 4 Republican senators. I think we're going to come back with 27.
Wow.
There's such a Republican wave in the state of Florida, a red wave, if you would, and of course, knock on wood. Governor DeSantis is wildly popular. His approval rating is higher than any other governor I've ever seen. And everywhere I go, I travel all over the state in 4 Senate campaigns, and everywhere I go, people are just talking about what a good job they think the governor is doing. And so, even Democrats are supporting him. So we'll see.
I'll bet you hear this too. I bet you people are saying, we don't want DeSantis to become our president because we want him to stay here and serve out his term as governor. Don't you? You probably hear that.
I do hear that. It's a double-edged sword. If he leaves, it would be in 2024, and then we'd have. Our Lieutenant Governor, Jeanette Nunez, would fill out the rest of his term for 2 years, and then I don't know what will happen after that. The question that comes up is, does he have to resign to run? And I'm told that he does not. So, he would stay governor to the very last minute, which would be, January of 2025. So, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think he's been pretty clear. He does not plan on running if, in fact, President Donald Trump decides to run for another term.
Well, that's what I've heard. Although there's a lot of people are encouraging him to run anyway. Those political discussions are well above my pay grade.
Okay. Well, there's a lot going on in the state of Florida, and the governor has been vocal on a couple of key issues. Really proud of him. He's just doing a great job. Among those, he says that we should have constitutional carry here in the state of Florida. And I wonder if we're going to be addressing that in the special session coming up to address reformation or reform of insurance law.
Honestly, I don't know if he will do that. He's been encouraged not to because it's such a hot button issue that it could overshadow and would overshadow the purpose of the special session, which is property insurance, which is a huge problem in our state. It's been likened to being a crisis at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And if he did expand the call to include constitutional carry or other issues that are hot button issues, again, we've got to get the insurance mess taken care of. The Senate passed a good bill this past session that went a long way towards that, and the House refused to take it up. So, we still have to negotiate that.
Yeah.
With regard to constitutional carry, it's interesting because I represent 2 very different districts, Collier County, Hendry County, and in between, if you will. And I'm getting emails about half and half from people who live along the coast who don't want it, and people who live in the heartland who do want it. and it's a whole different orientation. The people who live on the coast are saying, "Hey, this is a tourist destination. I don't want to be sitting on Fifth Avenue, enjoying my meal as I'm sitting outside and having people walking up and down the street with weapons on their shoulders." Yeah, I understand that. People who live in the heartland, in the rural areas, don't have an issue with constitutional carry. So my thoughts are, and I'm trying to get this, I think that it's such a divisive, such a big issue, and the term constitutional carry means put it in the Constitution if that's what you want. Let the voters decide. I think that's really the only way, because I don't know what all my constituents want on this particular issue. It's probably one of the most talked about issues. Then let the voters decide. That would be my thought. And then people who are against it can vote no, and people who are for it can vote yes, and then see what happens.
You know, and to me, I just have this one question. I think there's like 22 or 23 states that have constitutional carry already. So this would not be a unique move. But I wonder, is it true that in the state of Florida you can have concealed carry, you can have a permit, but if you brandish the arm, then you've broken the law? If you actually
That's correct. And there are certain different interpretations. You hear about someone who has a concealed carry permit, and it's on at their back or something, and the wind blows, and their shirt blows up, and you can see it, and they get arrested. Those kind of stories. That's a totally different issue, and of course we don't even have a definition of constitutional carry because it's not really defined in our Constitution, which is why I think the solution would be put it in the Constitution, and then neither side can mess with it, depending on what on how it's worded. But again, I think it's such a big issue. I would hope the governor would, if he wants to look at it, he should wait till a regular session where it could be vetted through committees, definitions, et cetera, to be done appropriately.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah,
we didn't know what he was going to do the last special session, and he added a few things.
Well, I really appreciate this commentary on what's going on, and wanted to talk to you a little bit about what could happen with regard to the insurance, property insurance. But we could talk about that next week, Kathleen.
Next week, we'll know more. Hopefully, the bills will have been rolled out. And it's a huge topic. It hits everybody's pocketbook in this state.
Absolutely. Kathleen Passidomo, again, our state senator and Senate president in waiting. Kathleen.
There you go.
I genuinely appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, and have a great day.
You as well.